Let's go make this precious trick-or-treat bag. But first, always remember to share this so it will save to your profile and you can find it when you're looking for it again later. I started with the candy catcher bag. Now in the South, we call it a trick-or-treat bag. That's what we're gonna make. And it's a project for 5-inch squares, but I'm gonna show y'all how to make it out of solid pieces of fabric. Our instructions say that we're supposed to take 3 5-inch squares by 7 5-inch squares. Sew all of those together until we have a really long rectangle. Instead of doing that, we're gonna start with 2 rectangles that are 14 inches wide, 32 inches long. I want the front of my bag to be purple because I have little ladies and it's gonna be super cute, but you can make the front of your bag anything you want. I'm going to fold my bag in half like this, long and skinny. I'm gonna fold it in half. This is gonna be the front of my bag. Then I have some 5-inch by 5-inch squares. I'm gonna sew a few of these together and I'm gonna make a ghost to go on the front of this. But if you don't wanna put an applique on the front of your bag, you can skip this step and just do the rest of it. These fabrics are from the Spooky Stitches collection by Maywood. I made this exact same bag, only I did it with the 5-inch squares, and these are my leftover pieces. I'm gonna sew these 4 together, pretty side to pretty side, straight stitch, 1/4 inch seam, open it up, do the same thing to this side, and then I'm gonna put these 2 together and sew down that side.
Missouri Star Quilt Company is giving you a free download of this pattern. The pattern and the fabrics that I used are both linked in the caption. Even if it's not something you need today, download the pattern because you'll need it later. And then guess what? You'll have the pattern and you'll know how to make it.
I sewed 2 pieces together and 2 pieces together. I ironed those and then I sewed those together. I want mine to be a little more piecey than this. So what I'm gonna do is fold it over and I'm gonna cut this at 2.5 inches. I would normally do this with my rotary cutter, but I'm gonna show y'all how I did it before I had a rotary cutter. So I measured in from the side 2.5 inches and drew a line, and in from the side 2.5 inches and drew a line, and then I connected my lines. Can y'all tell I was raised by a carpenter? Now I'm gonna cut down that line. Y'all always ask, what scissors do I use? These are the Amelia scissors from Missouri Star. I'm gonna open this up, maybe, and then I'm gonna sew this piece here and this piece here, like this. I'm gonna sew this together and this together. Straight stitch, 1/4 inch seam, pretty side to pretty side, back stitching when you start and when you stop, because my grandma said so.
You can make this with as many pieces as you want. I'm using the leftover pieces from my charm pack from the quilted bag that we've already made.
Okay, so I've done that. Now, if I wanted to, and I don't, but you could do the same thing. You could cut it in 2.5 inches on either side, turn those around and sew that, and you would have an even more piecey looking ghost. But this one I'm satisfied with. So now I'm just gonna cut my ghost shape out. And I know, y'all don't yell at me. There's a ton of ghost templates on my website, and they're all very similar to this one. Now, we have a super cute ghost. And then we're gonna cut him some eyes. Here's our 2 eyes. Now, let me get some flannel. I have 2 layers of flannel. It's 1 piece, folded over in half. I'm gonna lay my ghost on top of it, and I'm gonna straight stitch around his eyes right here and right here. And then I'm gonna straight stitch all the way around the ghost. I'm just doing mine in white thread, but you could use a different color. Like if you wanted to do black for the eyes, you could, or if this is more of a creamy kind of color, you could use that. And if you don't like the fray, you can use a zigzag.
You can use any of the templates at hometownquiltcompany.com to put on a bag, and it doesn't have to be a trick-or-treat bag, but there are tons of Halloween ones if you're making a trick-or-treat bag. Most of them are made for 18-inch blocks, so just print them at 50%.
I've sewn it on. Now, do you see my white stitches? Let's pretend that you didn't want the white stitches. Then, here's a handy-dandy black Sharpie. Makes it disappear like it never happened. When my little fella was in Cub Scouts and I had to sew all of his patches on, the patches would have a whole bunch of different colored outlines. Well, I didn't have that many different colors of thread, so I sewed it all in white thread, and then I colored my stitches in whatever color the outline was, yellow, green, orange, because of course I had markers. I had a little fella. See, like it never happened. Now we're gonna cut our ghost out, and you're just cutting close to the fabric. It's okay if you cut some of the fabric, but be careful you don't cut your stitches. Now, we're gonna go back to the front of our bag. Remember, we took it, we folded it in half, found one side of it. And mine doesn't have a inside outside, so it doesn't matter. I'm going to put my ghost right here in the center of it. Now what I'm going to do is straight stitch all the way around him. If you're afraid of it fraying, you can do a zigzag, and you can put your applique directly on your fabric. You don't have to use the flannel. I just like the flannel, and I want you to put all the pins you want, but y'all know I'm not putting any.
You could make this bag exactly the same way. Without Halloween fabrics and without a Halloween applique, use a different applique and different fabrics, and you could have one that you could use every day.
Okay, so we've done the front. We know that we have our applique on the front, and we have a second piece, 14 by 32 cut for the lining. So we're going to take our front piece and fold it pretty side to pretty side. And we're going to sew down both sides. And then when we come to the lining, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put it pretty side to pretty side, and we're going to sew down both sides. Except for in one side of the lining, we're going to leave a hole. And I drew 2 marks. I'm going to sew right here and right here. I'm going to leave this open so I can turn it all right side out. But I'm going to sew all the way down this side, all the way down this side, and all the way down that side.
Straight stitch, 1/4 inch seam, back stitching when you start and when you stop, because my grandma said so. And y'all, my grandma terrified me. She told me that if I did not back stitch, my stuff would fall apart. So I can promise y'all, I'm back stitching every single time. It's almost muscle memory now. I don't even think about it. And if you do it enough, it will be for you too.
Okay, our next set of instructions says to take your hand, put it inside your bag, and poke your corners out until you have a triangle, just like this. You want the raw edges out, and you're going to take your ruler from the one end, preferably, or you can go backwards from the 12. I'm just not that good at math, I don't think. And draw a line at 1 3/4. And then you're going to draw a line across the corner of your bag. You're going to sew on that line, and you're going to clip the excess off. You're going to do that to both bottom corners of your lining and both bottom corners of the front of your bag.
Once you learn how to box corners, you'll be boxing the corners on everything. But if this step is intimidating to you, you can skip it. Your bag will be just as cute without any boxed corners. There's a difference between learning a new skill and being miserable while you sew. And if you want to learn a new skill, that's amazing. If it makes you miserable, don't do it.
Okay, our next set of instructions is how to make your strap. Now, the strap they had us make was 40 inches long. That's too long for my little ladies. So I cut a piece of cotton canvas that's 24 inches long. But you can make your strap any length you want, okay? So you're going to take your lining bag and make sure it's inside out. You see my raw edges on the outside? Pretty side on the inside. I'm going to take my strap and center it on this side seam. Just like that. This is cotton webbing, and if you want to use this, I want you to. I don't really love to make straps. Some people do, and if you want to make yours, that's great too. You can make yours and still do the rest of the bag the same way. You're going to take the other side, make sure your strap is not twisted, and you're going to do it the same way. You're going to put it on your seam, centered, and clip it. Then you're going to take the front of your bag, turn it right side out. Y'all, this is so cute. Look how cute she is. Dun, dun, dun. She would be super cute with a bow too. You're going to take the front of your bag and put it inside your lining. Match up your side seams, just like this. And you're going to sew all the way around. 1/4 inch straight stitch when you start and when you stop. Because my grandma said so.
I called it cotton canvas in the beginning, but it's actually cotton webbing, and you can buy it on Amazon, or you can buy a pre-made strap from Missouri Star Quilt Company.
Now, after we've done that, we're going to find the hole that we left, put our hand inside of it, and pull the whole bag through. Then, our directions say to whip stitch, which is hand stitching. We're not doing that. Our hole closed, we're going to sew our hole closed with our sewing machine, and then we're going to put our lining down inside of our bag. Take your lining, shove it down in your bag. Now I'm going to iron mine flat right here and then top stitch around the edges, and we're going to be done.
I didn't do a lot of top stitching when I first started sewing, but I'm here to tell y'all, it takes your project from homemade to handmade.
We've ironed it now. We're going to stitch all the way around the top as our finishing stitch, and we're going to be done. And this is the cutest trick-or-treat bag, y'all, and super, super easy.
So take the few extra minutes to iron and top stitch. You'll be glad you did, I promise.
Oh my goodness, y'all, look how cute this is. And how precious would this be with a little bit of trim around the top of it? Maybe some rickrack or eyelet lace. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. My name is Tammy. I'm your favorite sewing teacher, and I would love for you to come sew with me.